Think about this for a moment. Why do some people fear abandonment? Why others shut down emotionally? Why some chase approval non-stop? And why certain habits follow us for decades, no matter how much we try to change? Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most of your adult behavior was programmed before you even understood what was happening. Not in adulthood, not in college, not even in your teenage years. It started in childhood. And today, I'm going to show you how your childhood silently shaped your behavior, your relationships, and even your self-worth without you realizing it. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand yourself on a level most people never reach. Before we go deeper, a quick favor. If you're interested in psychology, human behavior, and understanding the hidden patterns behind how people think and act, subscribe to this channel and like this video. It tells YouTube to share this content with people who genuinely want to understand themselves better. Now, let's begin. Childhood development isn't just about learning how to walk, talk, or read. It's about how the brain learns what is safe, what is dangerous, what love feels like, how attention is earned, and whether the world can be trusted. Swiss psychologist Jean Piaget explained that children don't think like adults. They construct reality based on experience. A child doesn't analyze trauma logically. They absorb it emotionally. If something hurts repeatedly, the brain doesn't ask why. It asks, how do I survive this? And that survival strategy often becomes a lifelong behavior pattern. Neuroscience tells us something fascinating. By the age of 7, most of the brain's emotional wiring is already formed. That's why Sigmund Freud famously said, "The child is father of the man." While Freud had controversial ideas, modern psychology agrees on one thing. Early experiences leave deep neural fingerprints. When you're a child, your brain is highly plastic, your nervous system is unprotected, and you rely entirely on caregivers. So every tone of voice, every reaction, every absence teaches the brain a rule about life, not consciously, biologically. Let me tell you a short story. There was a boy named Daniel. Daniel grew up in a home where adults were constantly busy. No abuse, no shouting, just emotional distance. When Daniel talked excitedly, adults nodded, but rarely listened. When he cried, he was told, "Don't be dramatic." So Daniel learned something powerful. My emotions are inconvenient. At school, Daniel became quiet. He stopped asking for help. He stopped expressing needs. Fast forward 25 years, Daniel is now an adult. He's intelligent, responsible, successful, but in relationships, he struggles to open up. He avoids conflict. He feels guilty for needing support. People tell him, "You're emotionally distant." What they don't see is this. Daniel isn't distant. He's protecting a childhood wound. His brain learned early, needing too much equals rejection. So adulthood simply repeated the lesson. British psychologist John Bowlby introduced attachment theory, and it completely changed psychology. He discovered that children develop attachment styles based on caregiver responsiveness. These styles don't disappear. They follow us into adulthood. There are 4 core attachment patterns. Secure attachment. Caregivers were emotionally available. Adult behavior includes trust, healthy boundaries, and emotional balance. Anxious attachment. Caregivers were inconsistent. Adult behavior includes fear of abandonment, overthinking, and people-pleasing. Avoidant attachment. Caregivers were emotionally distant. Adult behavior includes emotional shutdown and extreme independence. Disorganized attachment. Caregivers were frightening or unpredictable. Adult behavior includes chaotic relationships and emotional confusion. If you've ever wondered, why do I react so strongly in relationships, the answer often lies years before your first relationship ever began. Psychologist Albert Bandura proved something revolutionary. We don't just learn from experience, we learn from observation. Children watch how parents argue, how emotions are handled, how stress is managed. If a child sees anger equals control, they may grow up using anger. If a child sees silence equals safety, they may grow up avoiding confrontation. This is called social learning, which means many of your habits aren't personality traits, they're copied survival strategies. Psychologist Erickson outlined stages of emotional development. 2 childhood stages are especially critical: trust versus mistrust. Can I trust the world? Initiative versus guilt. Is it okay to want things? If these stages are disrupted, adults may struggle with chronic self-doubt, guilt for wanting more, and fear of failure. And here's the key insight: unresolved childhood stages don't disappear, they wait. Can these patterns change? Yes, but not by pretending they don't exist. Awareness comes first. When you understand this reaction isn't random, this fear has a history, this behavior once protected me, shame dissolves. Healing begins when you stop asking, "What's wrong with me?" and start asking, "What happened to me?" The brain can change, but only when it feels safe enough to do so. So if you've ever felt stuck in the same emotional patterns, if you've repeated the same relationship mistakes, if you've wondered why logic doesn't fix emotional reactions, now you know. Your childhood didn't ruin you, it shaped you. And once you understand the shape, you finally gain the power to reshape it. If this video helped you see yourself more clearly, subscribe, because this channel exists for one reason: to help you understand the mind so it no longer controls you silently. Thank you for staying till the last word.